Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell. I'm the host of this channel and show. We have another stroke technique review today. So this is a video where I take a user-submitted video and I review and I critique it and I give, roughly 3 major points that they can work on in order to better their swim stroke. So if you want me to review your swim stroke, please reach out to me, farrellswimtech@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Also, check out my Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble accounts where I upload these, plus my live streams that I do on Team Zoot. And, sorry, I got a text there. And I love it when you get text when you're trying to record videos. So anyway, if you want me to review your video, farrellswimtech@gmail.com. So today's video comes from Frank. Frank is a member of Team Zoot. And Frank swims, he said he swam these roughly about 130 per 100, which actually is on the faster end of people that send me videos. So what we're going to do is I got his video right here. I like to first do a lightning round and just kind of go over a bunch of things that I'm seeing. Oh, by the way, for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, ring all the bells, doohickeys. My background is in swimming. I swam for 15 years, which involved being an All-American in 2002 in the 100 backstroke and 200 freestyle as a high schooler, and swimming for 4 years for Brigham Young University, earning all conference honors. I've been doing private coaching for over 12 years, and I've been doing this type of show since about 2020. Let's get going. So let's do the lightning round with Senor Z Frank. Okay, not Z Frank, which is a fantastic YouTube channel, but this is a member named Frank. So, first off, no streamline, whatever, not that important. What I'm seeing a lot of actually is, number one, the kick is far too wide, need to tighten up that kick. But on average, he's got pretty good pulling technique. So that's where all of his speed comes from. Now, what we're going to focus on here is the dead spots. Frank has a lot of dead spots. And that's what's slowing him down big time. You see those arms, they hang out way too long at the front when he gets into the pull. Like I said, his pull technique is really good with the camera angles that I have. I have no underwater footage for this one. So he's getting a lot of strength out of his pull. Now, what the problem is what is slowing him down is the simple fact that when he puts his arm forward, pause. Pull, pause, pull, pause. And it's a lot more profound on the breath stroke. So you see, take a breath, and then about every 2 or 3 breaths, his arm will stay out there. He'll finish taking his breath and then start the pull. So a lot of what I'm seeing with Frank has simply to do with stroke timing. It's this concept to where there's no real start and end of the pull. It's one continuous cycle, and we want to always keep the arms moving, okay? In Final Fantasy XIV, which I'm a big fan of, they have a motto, ABC, always be casting. In swimming, ABP, always be pulling. But with Frank, we have a dead spot in the front of the stroke. The back side of the stroke looks pretty good. He pulls, and I'd say probably can get a little more extension off the back side of his stroke. But, I mean, we're talking about maybe this much per stroke, which over time would be pretty good on average. But the other thing, too, is his hand is entering way too close to his head. I'll pull up an overhead view of this, and it's going to make a lot more sense when I do that. But his hand enters way too close to his face. We want to reach that out at least another foot more before we get into the water, because that's just pushing the water forward. And then with the hand stalling out front, his left hand goes down pretty deep. So let's start with this whole concept of, let's start with this concept of stroke timing, okay? So with stroke timing, we want the arms to be continuously moving, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my, slow. So this is a video I took about a month or two ago. And this, my pace here is about the same pace as Michael's, or Frank's pace. I'm sorry. Where did I get Michael from? Frank's pace, and it is roughly 130 per 100. Okay. Now, for me, this is slow. This is very slow for me. But one thing that you can see is that there's very minimal pausing with the stroke. Now, you can tell there is a little bit of a pause. Pause, pause, pause. So you're seeing the pauses in the stroke, and that's kind of the only way. Yeah, and that turn sucked. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm a dork. Hold on. Let's start again. I totally... okay. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I kind of forgot to switch the thing. So anyway, so this is me swimming roughly 130 per 100 pace. So what you're seeing is pausing out with that front outreached arm. So this is pretty indicative of most slower swimmers. They have a massive dead spot. So you see my hand is just out there, which honestly, if you're swimming something really slow, you know, warm up, warm down, that's not necessarily a big problem. But when you're trying to do set after set after set, I couldn't hold this pace for a long time. I mean, I could, but I would emotionally feel like garbage. But that's me, and you need to understand my normal clip is about 110, 112 per 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go my normal pace here. So this is roughly about 120 per 100. So what you're going to see is a lot less floating out on the front. As my hand's there, I'm starting the catch phase and getting into the stroke. So what we want to do is we want to keep those arms moving. And the biggest cue to do this is when you reach, grab and start to pull. Grab the pull, grab the brick, start to push it back, okay? Now, just for full context, here's my super fast one. This is a sub 110 per 100. It's probably about a 105 per 100. But you see immediately when my hands come forward, they're immediately pushing water backwards. Obviously, this is a sprint pace. This would be more of a VO2 max pace for me. If I was doing a bunch of hundreds, I would actually more work on, you know, slowing the arms down just a little bit more. But as you can see, that is a lot more of what happens when you are, when you're wanting to, actually, no, we're going to do this one. When you're wanting to keep that energy rate super high. So what we're here now, this is the overhead version. So glide, 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 okay? So what we want to do is we want to eliminate the glide, pull, glide, pull, glide, pull. So the first thing Frank needs to do is he needs to start working on the timing. Timing. You can do this slow. You can do this fast. I always recommend start slow with this because you're going to reach, grab, push, grab, push, grab, push, okay? Just put a snorkel on, pop a snorkel on, pop a pool buoy on. And all you're doing is just feeling the reach and pull. Reach, pull, reach, pull, pull, pull. So what's happening is you are continuously moving the arms each and every time you put that arm forward in the water. So what's super, super, super important is that we don't stop, okay? That's number one. Frank needs to not stop. All right, so now let's go to number two. Number two is putting the hand in right where the face is, okay? So if we go back to Mr. Frank and we come here, okay? Let's just back that up just a hair. Okay, so it comes out, now out, and then in, okay? You see the elbows bent? He's coming in right about here, okay? We want to be out here. So what that requires is getting that arm over the water and entering that hand in the water with more of an extension. Because what's going to go on here is as we hit play, right there, that hand is going underwater and it's reaching forward, and now he's starting to make that pull. That's about roughly a half a second there. half to 3/4 of a second, just that arm is sitting deep underwater, going forward, and it's creating a bunch of drag forces. That's what's slowing him down every single stroke. So what we want to do is we want to reach over more, lift that shoulder up, lift that arm up, reach over, grab that water or enter the water like you're putting your hand in a glove, like about here. Hold on, let me go back to here. You want to be about this far ahead and then extend to here. We don't want to be here, because if we're about here, then we're going to go under. And as we go under, all these drag forces are going to accumulate on the arm. That's going to actively be slowing us down. So we want to reach forward as much as, and also when you push forward underneath the water, you have the possibility of actually pushing water forward, okay? So we want to reach over, put the hand in the glove, and extend after that about another foot further than where we are. So rotate the shoulder, get the arm up, reach forward, put that hand in the water, okay? So that is the second part. So the third part are the legs. So legs. So let's just kind of look at his legs here. So the legs are really kicking wide. They're kicking very, very wide. They're somewhat consistent. I mean, I don't really see much faults with the actual manner of kicking. It looks like the whole leg is moving. However, the legs are wide, okay? Kicking wide. We actually want those legs to be together. We actually want kind of the big toes to be grazing each other as they kick. We want to kick with very straight legs, and we want the toes actually to be kind of smacking each other every single time. So the easiest way to do this is just work with a kickboard. So it looks like Frank is competent enough with kicking to where he should be able to just do some kickboard work. Basically, all you want to do is get your legs together and just work on kicking just like this. Just kind of focus on that. Get some kicking in. Work on decreasing the amount that you're kicking. So a couple reasons why we want to do this. Number one, the wider the legs are, the more drag we're actually increasing on the water. Because remember, our whole body is like a big circle, like a big oval, and we're pushing this through the water like a boat, okay? So we want to make sure that we don't have this wide of a figure. We want as compact as a figure as possible. And obviously, body type, shapes, blah, 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 that's not a part of this conversation. The part of this conversation are the bits where we make it bigger, okay? We make it bigger by putting our arms out, by spreading our legs, by, like pushing all the way underwater when we pull. So there's ways that we can artificially make our body size appear larger in the water. And the kick is one of those things where we can just get those legs together and just kick just like this, okay? That's all he really needs to do. Another thing Frank can do is just work on dry line kicking. Just lay down on the ground and just kick, just like that. Check out the kicking video. I'll have a link in the description for the kicking video. I think that's probably going to be the video that's going to be the most good in those live streams where I talk about kicking. That's probably going to be the best way for Frank to be able to get the information he needs about kicking. So I mean, realistically, those are the main items. I mean, I can't really fault too much the one second. Sorry, I got allergies and stuff. So I can't, there's not much that I can nitpick about the pole. I mean, mainly because I don't have any underwater footage. But he's actually moving along at a pretty good clip. So he's obviously doing a lot of things right with the actual pole itself. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of, let's see here. Let's grab, I think it was this one. Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of hang up on anything from actual propulsion wise. Like I said, the kick can be closer together, but it's not necessarily the kick isn't like super detrimental. Like in terms of I'm worried about that it's sucking up too much energy. The kick is actually well proportioned. The kick actually does look like a 4-beat kick. I'm trying to count the kicks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That actually looks like a solid 4-beat kick. So what's going to happen is that 4-beat kick, do not change the kick tempo. The kick tempo doesn't need to change. The amplitude needs to change, okay? So basically, you're going to be moving the kick slightly slower, but you're going to be moving the kick less, okay? But actually, no, hold on. Nix that. Okay, let's think about this critically here, okay? So what's happening is, hold on, I thought one of my children was going to raid me while I'm talking here. So what's going to happen is, overall, Frank's swim tempo is going to go up, okay? His stroke tempo will go up because there is simply less dead space, okay? So in terms of every single minute, he will be taking more strokes per minute, even though his arm velocity is not changing, okay? So his stroke tempo will increase by getting rid of the massive dead spot. What that's going to do is, if he is going to continue to commit with the 4-beat kick pattern, which, do it, it's my preferred kicking method. With the 4-beat kick, what's going to happen is the kick will actually get a little faster. The kick will get faster, which actually works to Frank's favor because he needs to decrease the amplitude of the kick. So it's going to be a faster kick. It's going to be a faster arm speed. So then everything is just going to have to go a little bit faster, all right? So here's my prognosis in terms of how to work this in. Number one, fix the arm tempo, okay? Get rid of that dead spot. Minimize that dead spot as much as possible. Get very comfortable swimming with this. This will take a couple weeks at least, but it's hyper-focusing on tempo. Just think pull, and then it's not reach, pull. It's reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull. The reach and pull are the same word, okay? It's a reach, pull. Not a reach, not a pull. It's a reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, okay? We reach, and then we pull basically at the same time. So what this is going to do is going to eliminate the dead spot in the front. So then we're going to get used to swimming that way. You are going to get a little more tired because you're going to be taking more strokes per 25. Completely normal. It's totally fine. Take a couple weeks to get used to that. While you're doing that, spend a little bit of time each practice working on that kick. Just work on making that kick a little bit smaller, okay? So then what's going to happen is, when you put everything together, you're going to find that it should just about even itself out. Your strokes, your pulling is going to get faster. Your kick is going to get a little bit faster. Your whole tempo will get faster because of this. You're not necessarily changing the arm speed. Your legs will kick maybe roughly faster. Maybe your legs will kick just a little bit faster, but it's not going to be any real significant uptick, because your arms are going to move faster. Your legs will inevitably move faster, but your whole body is going to be moving faster, so it should gel everything, just like changing a gear on a bike. Okay, that's basically what we're doing here. We're going to shift the gear on the bike, which is going to cause everything to proportionately change. Your front cog and your back cog are going to be working in unison, and that's exactly what we want to have go on with this swim. We want the arms to be moving a certain pace, and then we want the legs to be moving in that same pace time frame. Obviously, it's going to be slightly different because you're doing 4 kicks per 2 arm pulls. 2 kicks per arm pull. So you're going to have twice the amount of kicks than you are the pull, but the kicks can happen a lot faster. So combining everything together, you're going to be finding out you're going to have a new gear. This new gear needs to be your gear. You need to train with this gear. So then what happens when you want to go faster? You push the gear harder. You push the pull with more pressure and more force, not necessarily more speed. Truth be told, the difference between my distance stroke, my slow stroke, and my normal stroke, it's roughly about 1 to 2 pulls, 1 to 2 strokes per 25, okay? So I take roughly 1 to 2 strokes more if I'm going faster than slower, okay? So a sprint 25 is going to be about 1 to 2 more strokes more than that. So when I'm swimming a standard 25, I'm somewhere between 14 to 16 strokes. If I'm sprinting, I'm somewhere between 16 to 18 strokes, okay? So it's and a lot of that varies. It depends on how much underwater that I get. I mean, usually I get about 10-ish yards underwater. Someone like Frank is getting no yards underwater, maybe about a yard or two, but not too focused on underwaters at this point. So realistically, the difference between what you're doing now and what you will be doing once you get rid of that dead spot, honestly, should be about a stroke or two per 25. So when all is said and done, it's going to be a nice incremental change. Frank, I think you should have no real problems doing this. So that's pretty much all I got. Just keep eliminating those dead spots. Tighten up that kick and reach forward more on the recovery, and I think you're going to be on your way. At least, I think you can go 125s. I think you can easily comfortably go 125s if you just eliminate this dead spot. I really think this is going to be that much for you. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. Everyone that did. Frank, thank you very much again for sending me this video. And if you like what you see here, feralswimtech@gmail.com. Check me out on Instagram, feralswimtech, YouTube, and Rumble. So catch the live streams if you're a member of Team Zoot. It's on Team Zoot's official Facebook page. I also repost the broadcast here on your streaming platform of choice. And yeah, so that's it for me. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.